When you're looking at a daunting project, it's best to break things down into little bitty steps. That's common wisdom. We all know that. You organize how you're doing things, you make a list. This goes for everything from project management to party planning to writing a book. But rarely does anyone mention that not all of the steps will have the same distance between them. There are 2 steps that will always be different sizes than the others, and those are the steps that have to fight inertia. I'm talking about the first step and the last one. The first step is the scariest for most people. Is this the best place to start? Should I start tomorrow after a good night's sleep? How about after lunch, after bouncing some ideas off my partner, but after lunch I'm gonna be tired, so I should take a nap? We go bouncing around. Maybe after you read all of Wikipedia. The inertia of not doing the project is very strong. It takes so much more energy to get a ball rolling than it does to keep it. It's daunting. You move from potential energy, where anything is possible, to kinetic, where your possible outcomes just got narrowed down considerably by just choosing to get started. Going in a certain creative direction. That giant step from 0 to 1. Fear of failure is a big thing for all of us on any new project we tackle. But what we don't talk about is another fear, one that I blame on puritanical thinking for polluting our creative minds, and that's fear of wasted time or wasted work. If we start something new and go in the wrong direction on whatever we're working on, we just wasted all that time. We have regrets, we're frustrated, we're angry. We wasted effort, we wasted materials, we wasted money. We forget that every time we choose a wrong path to take, we learn one more thing not to do. Not to mention the odds now go up that the next choice will be the right one. Thomas Edison famously said he never failed by working to create the light bulb. He succeeded in finding 700 ways it wouldn't work. Last summer, when I started running, I promised myself I would just get going. Maybe I didn't run as fast or as far as the last time I did it, but I was fighting the inertia to get started, so it was a win just to get my shoes on and out the door. I was listening to an app that encouraged me to make a running mantra, and I chose, I've already won. Running wasn't the hard part. Getting dressed and out the door was the hard part. Writing isn't hard. Okay, writing's a little hard, I admit it, but sitting down at my desk, turning off my phone, closing tabs, that's hard. It's that first step, choosing a direction and risking making the wrong choice or wasting time. Many years ago, I worked on a gaming book with another writer. We were each supposed to write half the book. We emailed frequently and communicated, or so I thought. The next day, the day the book was due, he sent an email to me and my editor saying he was sorry, but he hadn't started yet. Yep, he hadn't been able to go from step 0 to step 1, and he pretended that everything was fine until it was absolutely too late. I don't know what kind of lesson he learned that day, but I definitely learned one in watching the fallout of his inaction. Just get started. It doesn't matter what direction, you can't fix something that doesn't exist. People worry about making something that's bad, or in the theme of today, having a partner and letting them down. There's the saying, you can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear, but I promise you, a pig ear purse can still hold your change. Making something is always better than not. The other step that inertia makes difficult is the last step. Some people can get started and work merrily along, but they don't know when to stop. As a creator, finishing a project always has a tinge of bitterness for me, because nothing I create will be as glorious as I imagined it in my head. I will have to stop adding to it, editing it, researching it. I have to accept the flaws, and I will see flaws even if everyone else tells me it's amazing. But this is the other end of inertia, the energy you must put forth to stop the ball from rolling. It's declaring it done, for better or worse. And if you can't do that, then it's almost as bad as never starting. In my line of work, we say done is better than perfect, because we know there can't be a perfect book. We don't finish stories, we just stop. Experience teaches us when to stop, and you get experience from starting and making mistakes. See how I brought that all around? Yeah. In the themes of creativity and collaboration, whatever you're working on, if you're working alone or with a collaborator, you must acknowledge that the first step may be terrifying and the last step may take great effort. And please don't be afraid of failure or afraid of wasting time, because every step will teach you something. And everything we make, whether it's flawed or glorious, is better than silence.